Hey everyone, it's Mav. So today I'm gonna bring you some quick wisdom about confidence. This is something that I've been thinking about a lot, and I've been talking to folks about a lot, and because it's been on my mind, and it's important to have this conversation. I think for me as a trans person, having confidence in myself is turning into, I think, a skill that I'm having to develop, and it's not something that necessarily has come naturally. I think in early childhood, I think I was probably way more confident than I am right now. Um, but sometimes as you get older, you feel a little less confident about yourself. I don't know what's up with that, but I think it's something, like I said, that I've been thinking about. So I have notes. I have some things that I would like to discuss about confidence and what it entails, how we get there, but I don't want to take too long. All right, so first tip is that confidence isn't something like magical or special. It's not exclusive to anyone. Anybody can access confidence. I think in our culture we're taught that only certain people, only certain bodies, only certain kinds of people with a certain image are allowed to have confidence and be proud of themselves and show their bodies. I know that, like, I've heard comments and I've seen TV shows where people say things like, oh, I can't believe that person would go out like that or go out dressing like that in their body. And that's just messed up. And this is something that everyone has access to. No one says, like, only a certain group of people are allowed to have confidence. This is something that, like, everyone should be allowed to access. The other thing, or tip number two, is that confidence is more about mindset than materials. It doesn't matter what you have, or if you have like name brand stuff, or for example, like for me, like confidence didn't always mean like purchasing men's clothing. Like even when I didn't have access to like men's clothing, I was still trying to like figure out how to be confident in the women's clothing that I have. Like now I can wear kind of whatever I want, whatever feels good for me in my body. And buying men's clothes like feels really good for me. But even when I didn't have that, I tried to use the tools that I had at the time to help me be more confident. So you don't have to like wait to get anything in order to start working on this. I think it's just all about trying what you do have access to at this time, making things work. I think we also sometimes have to be innovative and come up with creative solutions for things that we don't have. So if you need to learn how to sew, maybe that's a tool that you can use to help you out with this. Okay, the next thing, oh, and this is a sub part to step number two, is that the mindset of this is really important. So like if your brain is, I guess, more hardwired towards like negative thinking towards yourself, that might be like a mindset that you might need to work on swapping completely. All right, so the last tip is that after you work on your mindset and you shift your mindset, the next thing is action. Like you have to try stuff. I think for me, I was making confidence something that was like too intellectual. I was thinking about how to be confident without like taking steps in confidence, I guess. I think there's a lot of things that I am really confident about in myself and I feel like positive in, but things that are newer or different, I think it's taking me some time. So this is a story. So the other day, like literally last weekend, I went to the beach for the first time and I got to show off my top surgery chest, which is why I'm shirtless in this video, because I just want to work on like showing my body and being more comfortable with that. I remember I just was walking with my wife at the beach and we were talking about how I know for me, like I talk about how like I really do believe like any body is a beach body. Like it doesn't matter, it's a body that's at the beach makes it a beach body, or a body that's appropriate to be there. But I think I knew that intellectually and I believe that intellectually, but like when it came to like me taking my shirt off at the beach, I'm like, oh no, someone's gonna see me, and like that's nerve-wracking. I also think it brought up a lot of stuff from my childhood because I was raised to be like really, like I had to be modest and cover my body, and there was a lot of shame for like showing skin, and I guess pre-transition, like bikinis or two pieces were like really inappropriate. So like if I wore something, I would have to be like a one piece bathing suit that like covered my entire body. Like that was what was appropriate. So like going to the beach completely shirtless, I think set off some like alarm bells that I think I hadn't really had access to for a really, really long time. And those things kind of came up, but like I said, I just had to do it. I just had to say, okay, I'm at the beach and I want to do this. I want to like feel good in my body. So I'm gonna try and then do it. So I just gave it a try and that's the best that I could do, you know? And I think that's the best that we all can do, is just fucking do it sometimes, even if we're really scared and if we don't know what we're doing, it's just to try. So those are my top 3 tips. I do have a side bonus tip. Like with all of this stuff, a lot of it comes down to just like taking care of ourselves and finding emotional healing. Like I said, there's stuff from my childhood that's influencing me right now, and that's stuff that I'm learning how to process, and learning how to engage with myself kind of all throughout my life, and not just focusing on myself now, but kind of healing parts of me that I might have ignored in the past. And if that's something that you're interested in and you want to work on not just, I guess, doing the things, but like really healing, then come check out my Facebook group. I'm going to leave a link in the comments. It's all about spiritual wellness and emotional healing. So I'll send a link to that in the description. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you tomorrow.